Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And when I tell you guys that there's some interesting news going on, oh boy, do I mean it. So let us today discuss everything very important that you need to know about if you're a crypto holder. That is the current state of the cryptocurrency world, a little bit about what's going on with FTX, a little bit about what's going on with crypto regulation, with XRP. Just get a good little summary of all the most important details. And again, make sure you press that like button if you're enjoying the daily crypto videos. So without further ado today, the crypto market is actually quite neutral at plus 0.22%. That is actually not too interesting. And I'd say that over the entire top 100, there's actually only a handful of cryptos that are actually performing in the double digits. It's actually only two different cryptos. And even over in the last hour, yeah, honestly, not too much is happening. From a broader scale, we obviously have two very important things to cover. What we have in front of us here, for example, is the exchange reserves for Bitcoin. And what we can clearly see in this chart is that ever since we started November, somewhere in the midst of November, all of a sudden it started to deteriorate quite significantly. And you guys have to also understand that at the start of November, or actually the end of October, things started to look good again for Bitcoin. Again, potentially not too crazy in terms of price, but most other metrics were showing some signs of recovery. Here we can actually see the realized HODL ratio for Bitcoin as well, which was showing some shine, difficult to pronounce for some reason, some signs of a recovery up until, again, the start of November, somewhere around November 12th here, when things start to break down again, as again, the whole FTX debacle started and whatnot. Now you have to understand one thing, and this is very important. It's most likely not going to be over anytime soon. I just want you guys to realize that. However, what's going to happen, it depends on quite a lot of different factors. There could be a complete payback of everybody. There could be a new plan to use the current investors of FTX and potentially issue a new token, or potentially actually get some new investors in, or there's a ton of different ways in which people could still get their money back if the people in charge right now would please to do that. However, Sam Bankman-Fried himself has said that if he was still in charge, most likely everybody would have their money back by now. And it's interesting to kind of see this dynamic of, will he actually be able to take over anything? Will he be able to get back in charge because of, into this all? It's going to be very interesting to watch that. And what is he going to say and what's going to happen to him? Obviously, all of that will also have quite a big effect on the crypto market. Hopefully you guys understand that. Now, to actually continue on with a little bit of an overview, there's actually quite a couple of different caveats we could go towards. I guess we've obviously had football, not crypto related, but that is just absolutely breaking Twitter. We have the Twitter files that is going absolutely nuts right now over on Twitter. And we have the interest rate, or actually the inflation numbers, coming out really shortly here in a couple of days. And as always, interest rate coming up not too short afterwards, or not too long afterwards. I'll cover this a little bit more in depth in a separate video, but just if you guys need to know, inflation is a pretty big deal. And again, some very interesting numbers are going to be coming out over the next couple of days. So I'd say stay tuned for that. Again, I wanted to make this video a little bit of a summary, where later we go into different caveats, different pieces, where we go in depth into all these different pieces. Because, for example, there's a really big Twitter drama going around regarding Binance. And that is because there's actually another exploit with 3 commas, where if you had basically used your API keys with 3 commas somewhere in the past, they were potentially still able to exploit your account and steal your money. And so Coin Mamba was pretty, I'd say, angry over on Twitter. It's got a lot of people talking about it. And, well, there was a little bit of a feud that went further than meets the eye. And CZ, the founder of Binance, actually said, well, we might actually want to kind of restrict your account because of all the negativity that you're posting out there. It's like a negativity circle. An everlasting circle of just more negativity leads to more negativity, which we all know. And obviously that was quite negative, so that stirred up a lot more controversy. He later deleted the tweets, but the whole story is still ongoing and still developing because people basically want their money back, as this should come from the Seifu Binance fund. But Binance disagrees because they cannot really know where the fault actually lies, because they could have basically taken their own money if they wanted to. All the while, if we have to go back to the FTX drama, There's something really crazy expanding right now, and that has to do with a very well-known news outlet in the crypto space called The Block. Again, if you've been a follower of the channel for a little while, you know we use them all the time because they're pretty easy news source and they're still continuing to operate, but, well, it's pretty heavy. Crypto news site The Block has been secretly funded for over a year with money funneled from its CEO's LLCs, from Sam Bankman-Fried's Alameda Research. 3 loans in total, 12 million and 15 million loans went to The Block, and 16 million used by CEO to buy real estate in the Bahamas. Now, reading this, I sometimes think, wow, where are we missing the boat or something along these lines? Why is nobody lending me 12 and 15 million dollars just for fun to maybe do some news publications or something like that? And why is nobody offering me $16 million to buy some real estate in the Bahamas? Again, gonna be honest with you guys here, I think I speak for almost any man that if they were to offer me $16 million to go live in the Bahamas, I'd seriously consider, all right? I'd seriously consider moving to the Bahamas if they gave me $16 million in real estate, especially if there's another $30 million in loans attached to it. That would be pretty awesome. But you guys can see that this story is pretty damn wacky. And obviously the CEO, people were not too happy with him or her. And so, yeah, had to get out. McCaffrey has resigned as CEO and is leaving the company. The Block's chief revenue officer, Bobby Moran, confirmed to Axios on Friday. McCaffrey is also stepping down from the board. Apparently, the CRO will take over as CEO, and what they're also going to be doing, as far as I've read right here, is buy him out of his stake, which is pretty damn strange, as he's basically been, as it reads right here, he's been the sole board member for the company since April 2021, so it's going to be a big shift on how the Block operates, you know, this news company that we usually used to use. So I wonder if it's still completely usable, or if it's now going to get even crappier, or if we should now quote unquote boycott it, knowing it was funded through some really strange measures. Then again, they've not been posting only negative article or only positive articles or so, but potentially the articles were biased if they were being lent out so much money. They obviously did not want to report that negatively on Alameda or FTX, as well that would hurt their loans even more. I wonder exactly how they reported and all that. It's kind of funny that over the last couple of hours, they all of a sudden have been going pretty damn wild over on, I guess, both of these, you know, Caroline and Sam Bankman-Fried, both from FTX. It's kind of funny how they've all of a sudden started to post a lot about it. Over the last 8 hours, I can see 2 posts right here. Then again, it might just be a coincidence. We don't take it too harshly. Some more interesting news, or mostly a warning. If you are an XRP holder, be careful. The Ripple CTO warns users about a new phishing scam and fake XRP staking. Caution, ripple.org.ph is a scam site, and there's scam emails going around. Not exactly sure in what different forms this could circulate, but I just want you guys to know that if you're getting an email like this from potentially Binance or potentially Ripple, just know that it is most likely fake. Very often, emails that you get are fake from these crypto guys. So just be careful and try to not press anything in them whatsoever. Just never press the link in the email like this. Always just go to the website yourself and check it out, or the app. That is always the best thing to do. And I'd also say to verify it over on places like maybe Twitter or so to see if the links are correct. Again, guys, if you all wanted to know, the exchanges that I currently use are in the description down below. So the 2 main ones that I'm using are Bybit and BitGet. I've actually had some responses from crypto.com with them saying that they're fine and basically proven their reserves and whatnot. I've not put my money back on there as of this point. I only use BitGet and Bybit. And I took one link off right here. I'm not even sure which exchange it was. I wasn't using that for months. For spot trading, I mostly just use Binance, but I still have a significant chunk over on Bitrue, as that I think is the best exchange for XRP. It's just the truth in my opinion. However, with Bitrue, I wouldn't be as certain of Bitrue surviving forever as with Binance and Bybit. If I had to pick, those are by far my 2 favorite exchanges. And again, there's some bonus links down below, meaning if you press one of these and make an account that way, you might get yourself some juicy bonuses. All right, now to go through the last pieces in a little bit of a rapid pace, we also have apparently got the US Supreme Court to hear Coinbase's arbitration bid. Apparently, Coinbase is looking to settle 2 legal actions taken against it by customers through arbitration and not with judicial court. Apparently, this development comes shortly after federal district judges refused Coinbase's previous request to take the case to private arbitration. So the whole point is, well, the two different judges said different verdicts, but they basically said no, and now it's going to go in front of the Supreme Court. So we'll need to get an update on that soon as well. And then some things that we're going to get deeper into, I guess, rather soon, is that the Ripple versus SEC finale by Jeremy Hogan is actually out. Kind of like a last type of video on what exactly is going to happen in the lawsuit. I'll actually share a little clip for that with you guys in the next video that we make. And I'm not sure if I have that open still. The fact that I don't have it open, I think. Sam Bankman-Fried might actually go ahead and testify in front of Congress. He basically just said, hey, I want to really try and help out in whatever way I can. But as the committee still thinks it will be useful, I will be willing to testify over on the 13th, so over in 3 days. Also, coincidentally, a very important date for the US economy. So make sure you put that date over on your map. And all in all, the XRP lawsuit is drawing closer and closer to an end. So in a couple of hours, I think somewhere tomorrow, I'll let you guys in on a little video about what I think for the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit, what my strategy is in terms of buying coins or selling coins. And there's actually some altcoins that I'm looking into right now that I want to give you guys an update on. So that is also going to be coming out shortly. But that was it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. That was just a good little market overview, I think. And then tomorrow, we're going to dive deeper into some specifics.